Okay. All right. We're live now. I'm using a software and I wasn't set up. So we're back
Okay.
good. Can you hear me okay?
I hear you perfect.
Okay. All right. Here's what we're going to do. No one will ever know your name. I don't mention names. I only do, the message and not the messenger. But I'm going to need you to do something for me. It's going to be in two parts. I promise you, you're going to be gone in less than 10 minutes now. And the next call will be at another time, and it might take us maybe a half hour, so you can have a few days or to schedule that. But I want to ask you some questions that I have written, just some basic questions. Then I'm going to have you listen to an interview that I did, and then I'm going to interview you again with your feedback after you hear what I say. Again, this is my live stream. It's called SWIM. It's SWIM. That's acronym for say what you mean, and it's pretty much just talk about talking. Anytime I talk to anybody, I just bring up a generic conversation, and it's about being aware of what you're saying, how you're saying it, how you're listening, what you do with the information you gather in the process, in an effort to make sure that everybody is heard and clear. It's very difficult to communicate sometimes, but I believe in a certain way of communication to avoid chaos in particular. So any questions before I go on?
No, go ahead.
Okay. All right. Here's some basic questions. You're a black man, right?
Yes, I am a black man.
Okay. You're a heterosexual black man, yes or no?
Yes.
Do you like women?
Love women.
Do you like black women?
Love black women.
Would you ever consider dating outside of your race if you met someone you cared about and loved?
Yes.
Okay. But you love black women.
Yes.
You don't hate black women.
I love black women.
Okay. Do you know the difference between different ethnicities? Let's just say the culture of Hispanics. Let's just say, Hispanic Americans and black Americans. Is there a difference in the energy and the attitude? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, let's just go on. Let's just say white Americans, white American women. In your interaction, is there a difference in the energy and the attitude and from the culture? Yes or no?
Yes.
It's an obvious difference, correct?
Yes.
It doesn't mean one is better or worse or bad or good. It's just something you can clearly see.
Correct.
Okay, thank you very much. We're doing very well. Okay, is a person what they do? Yes or no? If you tell me something that's not true, does that make you a liar? Yes or no?
Yes.
Oh, I gotta decline the call. Okay, so if you tell me something that's not true, that makes you a liar.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay, now I like the way you said you believe so. Well, let me just ask you a different way. If you tell me something that's not true, have you lied or are you a liar?
I've lied.
You've lied. Okay.
Yes.
So let's just say, have you ever stole anything in your life? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Does that make you a thief? Yes or no?
No.
But it means you have stolen.
Yes.
And thieves do steal.
Yes.
And have you ever had any alcoholic beverage in your whole life? Yes or no?
Yes.
Does that make you an alcoholic?
No.
Does it make you a drunk?
No.
Let's just say someone that may have been an alcoholic, but they have cleaned themselves up and have not touched alcohol in 20 years and have no intentions of taking alcohol. According to society, that still makes them an alcoholic. So I will accept that in terms of, what's considered a social norm or a point of reference. But if a person tells you that they have not touched alcohol in 20 years and they have no intentions of touching alcohol, can you say that they are clean or no?
I'll say they're clean.
Okay, there we go. All right, I said all of that to get to another point. Okay, here's something else I'm going to ask you, because when I ask you these questions, you're going to listen to something and then we're going to respond to what you're listening to. But I want to know where you stand, before you explain. Is there anything you want to explain about anything we just went over?
kind of caught me off a
I
little
know, I
bit,
know. If you think of something,
but
let me know.
I
And
jumped on it.
moving forward,
Yeah.
if there's anything you want to expound on, because I know I'm asking you some questions and they're yes or no's, and I appreciate you cooperating with that. If you ever don't want to answer yes or no, just say I'd rather not. But if you feel the need to explain, you can explain, and I won't be upset either way. If you say I don't or I'd rather not, that's okay. But I appreciate yes or no's are clear. They let you know where you stand, and you can always explain, and an explanation is always welcome. So anytime you feel the need to explain, do so. And if you choose not to answer yes or no, I will respect that. So
Okay.
what a person does doesn't necessarily mean that's who they are. We just cleared that up with those examples. You agree with that?
Yes, I agree with that.
Okay, so if I talk about you, am I talking about you or what you do?
What I do.
Okay, so there is a difference in talking about someone or talking about something they do.
Right.
Okay. So there's a difference. You just answer that. I'm looking at my list here.
Okay.
If you think something and you know something, is that a difference? Yes or no?
That's the difference. Yes.
Okay.
That's the difference.
Give me your explanation of thinking and knowing something, and let me know how much time we have, because I'm gonna be done in about 6 more minutes. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Okay,
That's
good.
fine.
All right. So tell me your definition of the difference, your understanding rather, of the difference between knowing something and thinking something.
I believe that I can think a lot of things. Things go through my head all day. But when I know something, I know it because I've experienced it.
Okay. So let's just say my brother, if his girlfriend or wife thinks he's the father, but
Okay.
then he find out that he's not. That's the wide gap in my thinking and knowing. There's a DNA test that says he's not. So before the DNA test, he thought he was the father. And after the DNA test, he knows he's not the father. So
Okay.
that's how blatant I want to be. So we can conclude that there's a big difference in thinking and knowing.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Now, I've known you for at least 15 years. Would you say yes or no?
Yes.
You know me to be a pretty cool, suave, good-looking brother, and I'm pretty cool. I'm trustworthy. I'm pretty cool. I'm a cool dude, right?
Hey, you straight up.
Yeah, I haven't had any problem with you. Now, when we talk, which is not often, now there's certain things we talk in the way we talk. Whenever I know I'm on the phone with you with a closed line, that we would just say something. Then what I would say if you and I were like on a platform like right now. Now, there's certain things I'm not going to say. There's certain language I'm not going to use because we're on a platform. We're live, and we're gonna be broadcast live. So there's certain things I'm not going to say, but it doesn't mean I'm being fake or phony because I conduct myself in a way with you in private and just between you and me than when we're like, on national TV or somewhere on a platform. Would you say that would be normal for most people, or would that be someone who's being a fake or a hypocrite if they change how they conduct themselves in public as opposed to in private, or around their family and friends as opposed to, people at work?
No, I would say that's the norm. That's the
Right.
norm
Right.
for most people.
So if you and I have a conversation and we're just shooting the breeze about something we talked about, maybe that was deep or personal or whatnot, and then we come close to that conversation. Now, there's certain things you may or may not say because we're on a platform, because that was just between you and me.
Correct.
Or no, or would you? Would you discuss something that might seem a little personal?
I don't think so.
Probably not. Okay, I'm just getting some clarity. Okay.
Right.
And if you did, let's just say you said something, I was like, oh no, we better not talk about that. Let's stay on subject. Let's change that subject. You would be okay with it, right?
Right.
All right.
Right.
All right. Even if you were making a point, if I said, well, let's use a different example and not that one, you'd be okay if I chose not to be okay with something you said, or maybe something you're saying out of context. If I say, hey, listen, I know I said that, but this is the context I meant it in, and this is what we're talking about now, there is a difference in how you say something and what you mean. And I know we're supposed to say what we mean and mean what we say. But if we communicate, if I have a certain context in how I say something and then I say it in a certain way, I can't use the same context just because I use the same words. So, okay, we don't have to spend any more time on that. And I'm going to reclaim about 1 of my minutes. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Let's just say you and I are having a conversation and, you think one thing as opposed to knowing. After we have a conversation, you say, oh, okay, yeah, well, that's what I thought. But now this is what I know. If you're trying to make a point and you have some valid points based on what you think, but then you know something different, what sense would it make for you to continue in the same vein, trying to prove your point with something you think versus something you now know?
I don't think it would, be that wise or smart of me, or, I think that I would rather just speak on what I know. Once I came into the realization that this is the best way to explain it.
Right. So, okay, listen, I want to be specific in what I'm saying. If you and I are having a conversation and you explain something to me, and I say, well, hold on, that's not what happened. This is what happened. And then you say, oh, okay, yeah, well, that makes sense. And now that I'm hearing it from you, this is what I thought. Now this is what I know. You go about making your point. You probably wouldn't make your point the same way with different information after you know versus what you think, feel, or believe.
Right. Exactly. I wouldn't make it. No. I would.
Okay.
I would come into the realization after you gave me the facts. Yeah.
Speaking of facts, is there a difference between a fact and an opinion?
Yes.
Okay, we can look it up, but based on your level of comprehension, a fact is different from an opinion, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Are there anything that's considered absolute? Like, for instance, okay, if someone say, well, there are no absolutes, and if you say, let's say we talk about my brother next door, and say, okay, his wife or girlfriend thinks he's the father, and then the DNA says he's not the father. Which is absolute? He's absolutely not the father, or he's still possibly the father? The DNA says he's not.
Right.
He's never had a physical encounter with her. Let's just say it's his girlfriend. He never had a physical encounter. And then there's a question whether or not he may be the father. DNA test come back, says he's not the father. Is that an absolute yes or no?
I believe it is.
I would too. I mean, it's not a guaranteed fact because nobody knows but God. But if a DNA has been trusted, it's considered what I would call a point of reference. It's something that we rely on. It's a reasonable expectation, but that's considered an absolute. When we get that information and that knowledge, there's no more sense in having a conversation about we think he is, because now the DNA says he is not.
There you go.
Okay, there we go. I only have a few more, and I know we're out of time, but give me another more minute. I'm going to reclaim that other minute right now. Any questions you want to ask me about anything I'm asking you? Because I'm done now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a link to a conversation that I had that involves some of these questions, and I want you to listen carefully, and then I want you to give me your feedback. And the conversation is about 6 minutes, so you can do it in your own time. We can talk in the next couple of days or whenever you're ready. But I want you to listen carefully to what you're hearing, okay? And then we're going to discuss it, and I want your opinion about the energy, the realization. Let's see, just your basic opinion about what you're hearing. Whether it's educational, whether it's conflicting or controversial or contradictory, all those things. I just want your thoughts. What were you going to say?
No, I said, okay, yeah, just I'll look for the link and I'll give you my energy. I'll give you my honest opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the next conversation, what we're going to do now is we're going to listen to the conversation, and then we'll come back with your thoughts. Okay?
No problem.
Okay, we're live now. How you doing?
I'm well, thank you.
Okay, oh boy, you know your voice just changed. You sound like all proper and proud. when you know you're being recorded? Why can't you just talk like we talk?
Well, it's not you. It's just my personality. When certain things happen, I go into it's automatic. So it's probably not you. I don't know. You said it's official. What you want? Bitter black bitch. I got her.
God. You know we're live, right?
Well, you started it, Travis. You
I agree.
always
I
have
started
something
it.
to say about who I am.
I know,
you didn't like me being nice.
I did
you
like
only
you being
respond
nice.
to that.
I did. I like
Okay,
you being
fine.
nice.
Okay.
I just
all right.
wanna-
What do you want?
Do you
Tell
know?
me what you want, baby.
I'm
Tell me
asking
what
a
you
question. I'm just
Go
asking.
ahead.
You know we're live, right?
Yes.
Okay. That's as long as you know that.
Okay.
So hey man, how's it going?
How's it going, my friend? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you okay. How about you can hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
here, talk to me.
Yeah, it sounds like you got a little clicking going on. You need to settle down.
Yeah, I'm walking to my room right now. Then I'm gonna have how much time you need? I got about 10 minutes.
That's
you
that's all.
been
We'll make it happen in 10 minutes because I believe the shorter the better.
Okay, yeah, I'm let me sit down and then I'll be ready to engage.
Okay, so since I only have 10 minutes, I'm gonna try to stay on time. Let me look at my time. Okay, I'm gonna approach it from a totally different angle. Why do you think I asked you to review that and then comment on it?
So that I can have a better understanding of some of the questions, and then maybe you wanted me to get both perspectives, both sides of it, from a male perspective, a woman's perspective, and maybe just just give me like a little bit more insight.
But
I don't know.
But why would I do that? Why would I want to do that?
Maybe to just get more clarity from your questions. Maybe. I don't know. I don't have all the answers.
Okay, no worries. Well, I have a live stream. It's called SWIM, SWYM. It's the acronym for Say What You Mean. Everybody has a niche. I know you as a fellow musician. You're one of the most awesome singers I know. We just know each other through that. And everybody has something they do. In addition to my radio production and my music, I have a love for what I'm calling, my live streaming. And I have been attracted to how we listen, how we hear, how we pay attention. I am convinced that if people would just listen to each other and be considerate of what someone is saying, that we can solve most of the problems we have. But as you can see, people don't do that. Different personalities create certain levels of conflict. And I'm convinced that if we are true to what's already been established and don't try to come up with something new and our own thing and go against society, we can solve a lot of problems. Many people won't be happy, but life is not necessarily about happiness from the outside as much as it is from the inside. But considering the time, you heard what you heard. I just want your feedback on whatever you thought, felt, heard, observed, and just share it with me in my audience.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I heard the young lady. You and her kind of vibing, and then you guys had some I would say differences based on your personal relationship. I think some of the dialogue maybe got maybe misunderstood, but I think that you was trying to make a point, and she was kind of coming from her personal relationship with you, and maybe she kind of missed the point that you was trying to make. Maybe, I don't know, but it was entertaining, but it was also like, okay, yeah, I see what he's saying about listening versus hearing. So that's what I gathered from that from the piece that you sent to me. That you guys were friends, and there was a because of the personal relationship, maybe the context got it got maybe confused a little bit.
I'm going to toot my own horn for a moment. I tried to clean it up, though, or fix it. I made every effort that I could to make sure that we were clear. I really wanted to have that conversation, and I wanted the input of my friend. And although it got out of hand, I did what I could do to try to bring it back in the road. I'm the host, and there's certain things I have to do to keep things, focused. I never want to tell anyone what to say or how to say anything, but there's a certain level of etiquette that is involved in anything. So I made the effort to try to bring it back into place. But as you could see, I was bringing awareness to how we listen here and pay attention. And I just don't want to be, I want to be, part of the solution instead of a part of the problem. And I thought I made every effort to do that. But going off note a little bit with my time, your first comment was something that I thought was comical, and I know you try to joke a little bit. You said something, I didn't know you were giving up your chocolate like that. I didn't think that was funny, but I think it is kind of funny. Go ahead and say what you really mean. What do you mean by that? Go ahead.
Well, she made a few instances that that you don't date, the sisters, so. And I don't know you like that. I don't know your personal life like that. Like you say, we know each other from music. We have that bond. But I thought it was pretty funny that she tried to she tried to kind of let you know that she kind of knew what you was about. And so like you said, as the host, you had to try to bring it back to the middle. But I think it was kind of gone by then because, she seemed like she had a strong personality and you got a strong personality as well, so,
Are you being nice when you say strong personality?
Yes.
You're trying to be nice?
Yes, of course.
But why? Why don't you just say what you really feel?
Well, I really feel like, because of your personal relationship, and with her being a sister and with her being an aggressive sister, maybe she kind of got in her feelings about the fact that she thought, that you maybe like you was trying to put on a little bit, and she was trying to bring you back into the reality that maybe she thought, you should be in, And I think it kind of got out of pocket, and you guys kind of lost the
focus,
the intent of what you was going for.
Okay, well, let me say this. Let me set the record straight. She did have a point. She said that I was pretending at some point. I don't think I was pretending. I think I was acting accordingly. There's certain things I'm just not going to say, even, as I mentioned to you in the listen, when we talked, just the other day. There's certain things I'm not going to do. And she called me out for pretending or faking or phoning or something like that. Maybe she has a point. So I don't want to knock her. She's not here to, fend for herself. But I don't think that's what I was doing. And again, I did all I could do to try to maintain a level of transparency. And I didn't think it was out of pocket. She said something towards the end about you calling me about a personal situation and asking me, why am I asking you about your personal situation? She had a point. But I
Mm-hmm.
just did, I thought that there was a certain level of privacy expectation that I was looking for. And even when I brought it to her attention, somehow or another, she did not want to honor that. And that's all I'm going to say. I really wanted to go long and drawn out with this, but I don't think it's necessary. What I did was I interviewed her, and it took a left turn, and I'm okay with that. I don't think
Yeah.
that makes me look good in some kind of way or in some kind of eyes, because this is a family show, and I like to
Of
make
course.
good presentations and good points, and I like to be consistent with what it is that I do and what I say. And as much as I would have loved to have looked just great and grand, I realize that this is one that may not be that way. And as much as I want to put all the good stuff out there, I have to be okay if something doesn't go perfect. So I aired it anyway, and I'm going to leave it there, and I'm sure I'll get comments eventually. I'm kind of a no-name YouTuber right now, and I'm okay because I'm not doing anything for clicks. I have a passion for clarity and for
Mm-hmm.
communication. My background is radio, and I like order. So that's all I was doing, and that's one that almost got away from me, but I'm glad I was able to at least get it back into control, and I hope I didn't look too bad. I hope I didn't embarrass you as a brother.
No, 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 no. I think it's good sometimes to be vulnerable. I mean, I think that people want to see the real. I think that we're in a time right now where reality shows and stuff like that, and people recognize. Okay, yeah, she brought a little aggressive energy, and you came back, and that's real. People have conversations like that, all the time. When you have, someone who speaks their mind, and someone who's not afraid to,
Hmm.
communicate their thoughts and
Hmm.
their feelings, you're gonna have that. You're gonna
Absolutely.
have that. So I kind of enjoyed it. I kind of, thought it was, real cool of you, to just, stick in there and, and fight fair and defend yourself. And, you know, hey, I thought it was good. I don't
Cool.
know. Do you think that you met your goal
I really
in
do.
the instant?
I
Okay.
do because I don't think I have a goal. As I said, the reason for Swim is to bring awareness to how we listen, how we hear, how we pay attention, and what we do
Got
with the information. I think all of that was displayed in the conversation. All the points that I make in what it is that I present, were displayed. And I want to say this because we're definitely out of time. So whatever more time you can give me, I'll take it. If you have to go, I'll let you go. But I do want to try to close with this. The original idea was for her to review one of my excerpts. I have a book that I'm going to release real soon, inside the next, 60 days at the most.
Oh
And
man,
because she's
awesome.
close to me, yeah, I want to make sure you get a copy. You'll get to know some things about me because I'm sharing quite a bit. It's a memoir. But I had one excerpt that I wanted to share with her, and I wanted her feedback on it as somewhat of a teaser, because I'm not going to do a major promotion on the book. But she's close to me. She's made a major impact in my life, so I wanted her input on one of the last things that I put in the book, and we never got to get to that point, and I'm okay with that. But that's what the original purpose of the call was. And again, sometimes when I have guests, I don't have a subject or a topic. We'll just start talking, and wherever it goes, it goes. And I like the idea of being genuine and true. Just because I don't use certain type of language or certain type of lingo in general in public as I
Right.
do in private amongst, business professionals or amongst friends, doesn't mean that I'm faking or phony. And I will just go ahead and
No.
put that out there. I'm a fun guy, and I'm normal. I came from the streets, so
Right.
I do know how to hang on the corner as well as
Right.
in anybody's boardroom or corporate setting. So yeah, I will change that up appropriately. But that's what it was about, and I want you to know that when I do get my book and ready, I'll make sure you have a link to be able to check it out, because I am talking quite a bit.
Okay. Well, hey, man, it certainly was a pleasure, man. Catching up and following up with you. And if you ever need that, if you ever need a theme song to go along with the book, you know who to call.
Okay, well, let me go ahead and put it out there so you can work on it if you feel it. And it is a book
Okay.
about my life. It's pretty much some of the incidences that created who I am. Not necessarily everything, but all of it together helped to make a better understanding of maybe who I am and why I am the way I am. And maybe she touched on something that kind of hit home, but the way she did it just kind of wasn't as comfortable for me. But with that being said, I look forward to releasing it and you know, having your part in that part of my life. So thanks again for being here. I appreciate you, man. And remember, my mother's 5th child. Put at least a chord together with that. Who knows how it might turn out.
All right, okay. I'll get back to you, sir.
Okay.
And keep on doing a great job on Scott. Thank you,
Will
brother.
do. You got it. Talk soon.